Sandoval decided to bring out the history books, and he said, you were the other woman in a relationship.
He's gonna go and compare something I did when I was 21 and unaware that this person was in a relationship when I was very single and 21 to something he did while in a relationship and 41. That's what we're gonna compare to. It was just the most absurd argument. It infuriated the shit out of me.
Dude, you've been the other woman in a relationship.
You hell no! You.
You have
when I was 21 years old in 2006.
Did you
kidding me?
You still did
I didn't know he was married. You. I'm just like, what is wrong with you?
Grabbing straws, just reaching.
Yeah.
Trust me, she doesn't need to be reminded of what happened in that relationship with something like that. And I know that that hit her hard because she still thinks that.
That's literally something that I've been trying to get away from since, what, 2007?
I was already falling for this guy. He told me he was separated from his wife, and I believed him.
I mean, I'm still this girl, and I'm like, so that's how you see me? When you know the story, you know what happened. I didn't cheat on anyone. I was lied to. I was 21. I didn't Google anyone. I didn't know what IMDb was. I didn't even know who he was. He was an actor in LA who was cute with dimples.
I mean, what I did was horrible. Of course it was. There's no getting away from that. But it's just like the acting like I murdered somebody and like whatever, just, it was, to me, it seemed a little too over the top. And I think what really, like, bothered me about it is that the piling on with this group of friends was so relentless, and like they were definitely the ones like spearheading that in a lot of ways.
I get like you're doing podcasts for money, but like at a certain point, it's like too much.
None of us are getting any closure, so I wrote a song about it.
I remember when that went down with Scheana and she told me about it, and like, yeah, it was a long-ass time ago, but I never gave her any about it.
You are not gonna try and deflect here for 1 second. You are not gonna try and compare me to you. Apple, orange. Also, download apples. You might like it.
I didn't never judge. I just was like, Scheana, like that. I know it's different. It's a different thing. I just know personally, I will never be able to like give anybody about doing that. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's 15 years from now.
That's just another example of Tom not, like, considering other people's feelings and stuff like that. You know, Scheana has been through it with him, and this whole situation, you know, she didn't ask to wake up and have Sandoval taken away from her, you know, as a friend. Unexpected. Not to mention, you know, she was like besties with the other girl that he's parading around as well. So it was just so, it's a tad embarrassing. And then she has to lose a friend. I mean, like, I would have just been livid. I mean, I was livid. It all just happened so quickly. I mean, that night at Tom Tom, I showed up and everyone looked at me like I was a ghost. Like, everyone was scared to tell me what happened that night, and no one did. Can you believe that? Even Schwartz said hi to me. No one said anything to me. I went home. And then I got home, texted Tom saying, missed you, bro, at Tom Tom. And then I'm like, in bed now, good night. And then I woke up to, he's dead to me. And I'm like, who, Ariana? And she's like, Sandoval. And I was like, what? But it all happened. Anyway, sorry, I made it about me. But she's being a good friend to Tom still, but really she doesn't have to be. And then here's Tom being a fucking dickhead, still.
What are the telltale signs of a man in his midlife crisis?
New car, young chick, and either you are doing something drastic like that with your hair, or you're like heavily working out, trying to get in the best 41-year-old shape of your life.
I got a tattoo.
You gonna get tatted up? Hell no.
What?
This is not a midlife crisis. This is a midlife revival.
It's like kind of like a trashy midlife crisis.
We've only seen Schwartz get a tattoo in times of crisis.
I up. I had to go get LVP tattooed on my ass.
Oh my God. Or following Sandoval's lead.
You got the word Bubba on your ass. If you go to jail, you're
I got one too.
Wow. What? Ooh, you got a tattoo too? What?
Which is crisis.
It's a nice midlife crisis to have, though, you know what I mean? Like, you're newly single, you're ready to mingle, and you just dyed your hair bleach blonde. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a
With
full
a good
send.
tan, it's a full send.
Jax, have you had a midlife crisis?
Not yet. It's coming. It's coming.
Maybe Jax has been doing it for like a minute, you know, just like pops in and pops out.
Jax does have his like muscle cars and stuff, but he's always kind of had that stuff. So I can't really think if it's like...
That's just called Michigan.
True.
I'm just trying to keep my marriage intact right now, so.
Were any of the Valley guys having a midlife crisis?
Probably Jesse.
Probably Jesse, yeah.
I was filming mid-scene while bidding on a 1960s Jaguar convertible.
I can't tell if he has a midlife crisis or he's like upset that he's kind of short. He might just have little man syndrome, is what my dad calls it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Don't you think he's so small?
He is small.
And he's got these little narrow shoulders.
How do you even notice that?
Because the first thing I do, that is my mom. My mom always looks at men's shoulders.
One of the sexiest things about Jax to me is like how wide and big he is like up here.
Let me tell you something. A man that's wide up here with the thick neck, I will climb you like a fucking tree.
Yes, yummy.
Bump and all.
Let's put an age on my midlife crisis, right? It would be like 53, 55. Like, it's a late bloomer. It's not Schwartz at 40. Okay? I'm gonna hope to go to like Bali and find myself before then.
I think if I went for a midlife crisis, I would just be I'll be out on a ranch just figuring that out, you know?
Brock, some people might say those shoes are a midlife crisis.
Yo, hey, listen, you know what? I have a full respect for the heel game now. Like, for my wife, I started with like a little heel. I think it's more of like people are like, what the hell am I wearing? It's like, well, you know what? I enjoy it. I like it. This is not my midlife crisis. This is too good to be a midlife crisis, you know? I'm wearing a see-through thing with a tank top on top. I'm like trying to give it a go.
I know. Are you performing with Ariana in Chicago
Yo,
after this?
I should be. I would be there. If I could sing, I would project.
You would honestly kill it in Chicago. I'm sorry, but f***ing Brock as Roxy. I need that. I need that.
Oh, that'd be great.
First man to do it, and I'm putting money on it. I swear, like, I'm sorry, I can see it, for real. That's not even a joke. And that's a compliment.
I love it. I'm here for it.
You're killing it.
Thanks, baby.
I'm hesitant to leave Hippie because, you know, as much as I want to trust someone and work on that, he's a new dog. He's been going through a lot of trauma in the last 6 months. Apparently, he was going to be euthanized days after I even got hold of him. I just didn't want him to be scared. I didn't want him to think, here's Dad, and then here he is leaving me again for 4 days. I want to go to the wedding. Let me text people from Vanderpump Dogs. Let me try. But if not, I mean, if I...
What is it? You just don't trust, like, anyone else to watch him?
As much as I wanted to go to the wedding, it's like, he is my priority right now. He's my responsibility, my priority. God gave him back to me. So look, like, there's nothing really I can do here. I'm trying to be a good dad. Sometimes life throws you those types of hurdles where it's like, oh, okay, now I have to make a choice, right? I mean, it caused a lot of arguments with Ali and I, like on and off camera, pretty much, like, mostly off camera.
Did she want a dog?
I don't know. They have one now.
Let them have a moment. Let them have a moment.
No, I don't like it.
It's okay, it's okay.
I'm worried about his behavior.
He doesn't hold on. He just nips.
No, that can't happen.
No, that's not gonna happen, and nor do I want the cats to scratch him.
In our relationship, exes are very much a part of our past, not our present. So if you
Thank
brought
you.
a dog that you had with your ex into the relationship, Daniel would never do that.
Yeah.
If for some reason that was something that's like a possibility, we would have a full conversation and he would not just show up.
It would need to be a larger conversation in my household of, the ex thing wouldn't bother me, it'd be bringing an animal home. Especially Allie has cats. She's a cat, she's a cat lady. But Jason and I are friendly with our exes. That's friendly.
Nice.
Happy birthday, happy holidays.
Oh, really?
Like, he's hooked up with Scheana before, like.
When I found that out, I was shocked.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
It's like you don't buy a car or bring home an animal. There's like certain things you like run by your spouse.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And a dog, you gotta walk them a couple times a day.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of work. You can't just pick up and travel.
Yeah.
It's kind of like having a kid.
I mean, look, it's really hard, you know? And it's like something I still struggle with. But we worked it out. I had to give them to the people, and they were amazing. They're from, they're from far away, Norway. Okay, call it Norway. And they watched him so well. But you know what? It was tough because they would FaceTime me sometimes and like, he's not going for a walk. He's not gonna eat, you know? Great, now I'm in a wedding in Ohio. I'm miles away. I can't do much now, can I? Now's not the time, please. So much stress, dude. So stressful. And I know it sounds stupid, but it really was. We figured out the sleeping situation.
That's not good for our relationship if I just start getting comfortable sleeping in the guest room just so I can sleep with the cats, and then it's 5 years later and we're
never gonna be able to all cuddle. We're never gonna all be able to cuddle. Look, Ali and I would always fall asleep in the same bed. She would wake up and go to the guest room, okay? But anyway, apart from that, sleeping situation's really good now, okay? And we can even have Hippie and Banks in the cats in the same room. Like, Hippie will go up to them and rub up against them. Like, it's crazy, yeah? At night, we still keep them separate just because I don't think it's gonna be Banks and Hippie in the bed, but Hippie always sleeps like down on the side, either by me or Ali, and he sleeps with Ali sometimes, like most nights. And that was Banks's spot, you know, but maybe in the morning Banks can come in, I don't know. You know, I'm trying to cuddle in the morning too, so like I could do with like the cats outside the room and the dogs outside the room, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a morning guy, just kidding, but
Jokes.
Oh my God, she's gonna kill me.
Brittany, Scheana opened up to you about some struggles that she and Brock were facing last summer.
I've obviously been around them many, many times. And it's not like they're always fighting or anything around me, but when they do, it seems like it's about
the same thing.
Yeah.
Brock and I have just been like at each other's throats lately.
I know for a fact we need to have a nanny to help Erica because Erica's not fully available, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want a stranger in the house. She doesn't want a stranger taking care of her kid.
Yeah.
But I need somebody in the house so that I can step away to go fill my cup.
Whenever they fight, it's always about her mom. And whenever I was over there, I just wanted to make sure that, like, they realize, like, how lucky they are that they have a grandmother who is right there, able to watch their kid whenever they want, like, they're 24/7, because my mom was all the way back in Kentucky. I had to find a babysitter who I finally trust when Cruz was, like, a year and a half old. So we had nobody. It was just me and Jax 24/7.
It's like a double-edged sword because having the moms around is, like, amazing, but it's also very intense because they're mama bears, but over their grandbabies, it's like a whole different... Yeah, like I'll talk about going to dinner with a dude and my mom immediately is like, and where does the ocean fit into this? And I'm like, calm the down. Like, she fits in like I'm just going to dinner.
Yeah.
You know? So the moms are overbearing as It's a lot. But Brock also needs to be grateful.
Obviously, I understand Scheana's anxiety and OCD with being able to step away from summer is hard because I have some anxiety. When the girls were first born, we had family kind of on rotation coming in. We had aunts and we had my mom and his parents. We had a lot of help. Now we've kind of gone into like a place where we have a nanny a few days a week, a half day, just till 1 p.m. And having that time to be able to like be our own individual humans and get a workout in and do work and not have to like have a child crawling all over you is wonderful. And I think for Brock and Scheana, like I think it could be a great thing for their relationship, but just baby steps I think are gonna be really good for her.
It's a trial and error, and it does sometimes take a while. Like it took us a little bit to find the right one, but we've trusted her and she's been with us ever since.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound awful. We arrived in Paris with Isabella, she was 1, and we had found somebody on the Facebook nanny group in Paris, never met her, got the resume, checked the references, and she got in an accident. So we went to a cafe the first day, and the hostess said, "Oh, how old is she?" "Oh, she's 1, I have a 1-year-old. And Michelle was like, "Do you have a babysitter?" She's like, "Well, my mom's 43, she can watch her." Didn't speak any English, and we're like, "Okay, bye, Isabella. We're leaving you here all week."
We finally have a consistent nanny. Best part is, like, she's her teacher now, so it comes with that tone. Sits down, works with her and stuff. Erica has been around a lot more, but she also has some boundaries there now, which has been great. As I see the changes it's made in our family with Scheana also setting boundaries and Erica respecting those boundaries a little bit more. It's taken a minute to get us there, and I know Erica doesn't like it sometimes, but she gives us space and she kind of lets us breathe a little bit, which is what I was asking for. So we're good.